What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about PEPE today. Some PEPE USD, baby. I'm on the Poloniex chart. If you type it in, here you go, PEPE USD. Slide on down until you see Poloniex right there. Click on that chart. That's what I'm using. The reason I'm using that is because it has the most historical data out of any chart that I could find for PEPE. We're going to change it. We're going to go to Binance here soon, but I do want to look and just say, oops. I don't want to say oops. What I want to say is, you know, back here, when PEPE formed a high, I made a video that said, is this high going to be different than this high or this high or this high or this high? Probably not. You know, every time we've made a high, we've given it back quickly. And then I want to say, like, maybe it was 2 or 3 days later, I made a video that said, I actually do think we're going to go higher, because the one thing that this high has differently than literally any other high, any of them in PEPE's history, is it didn't give it back. It didn't give it back immediately. It really didn't. Like, right? You moved sideways. You held as strength. And that's why it was like 2 or 3 days later, things changed. I want to say it might have been this bouncing off the 4 hour that kind of changed my mind. Holding prices above the 50, or holding the RSI above the 50, that's what changed my mind. And we did go a little bit lower, but I gave PEPE the green light for a higher high, and we got it, man. And I would have thought that it would have gone higher, but with the way that Bitcoin's looking and other cryptos, it doesn't surprise me. But man, from this low to this high, that's a 34% move. You can't be upset with that. You really can't. And now we're finding support potentially on previous areas of resistance. Could we go lower than this? Absolutely. Absolutely we could. Do we go lower than this low? I don't know. We might. It's possible. We could. I don't know. I really don't know, man. Honestly. Let's look at the, let's do PEPE USDT. Let's go to Binance. It's more, you know, more volume, more significance, I would say, in the charts. If we were to go lower than this low, then you might want to see exactly what you're seeing here. Finding resistance on the 236, finding resistance on the 382. Your next move would be to the 618. If we break through the 618 as we did the 382, as we did the 236, and we find resistance on it, we don't even need to find resistance on it. But if we break through the 618 and we find resistance on it, it'd be nice to see that. But if not, we could just keep going. If we break through the 618 on the first pass with a closing candle below the 618 on a 4 hour, then I would say this low will likely get taken out. You will likely go to the 1272 or the 1618, and let's just draw some lines there. Let's just draw some lines. We're going to delete everything and just see if this is an area of significance previously. You know, let's go on the daily, check it out. You bottomed right there. You bottomed right here on a closing basis. Kind of at the wick here. Not really so significant here, but you know, maybe we do bottom somewhere in this range here, which from here would be a price of, or not a price, a percentage drop, anywhere from like 34% to 24%, something like that, give or take a percent. And again, the reason where I got those lines was from this bottom to this high here. The 1272 is this white line, the 1618 is this white line, and that's kind of why I would expect that we go that low. Not only that, you've got bearish divergence, high here, lower high here. Very significant bearish divergence. I would say on top of that, you rejected the overbought zone after being in the overbought zone for a little bit. The more I'm looking at it, actually, I do think that we go below this low. I would say so. Maybe we don't go lower than this low. I don't know if we go lower than this low. It wouldn't surprise me if we found a higher low. You did just have a higher high, so what's the next thing to do? Form a higher low. You know what I mean? And the 618 here is right there. I wonder if we take the bottom top here again. Let me just see. I know there's a lot of lines. One second, guys. Wow, yeah, the 1618 is right there where this 618 is. You know, here I'll do it again, right? White line on the 1618 right there. If we were to draw a fib, and that was just from here, from this low to this high. If we go from this low to this high, the more significant range, the 618 is right there, man, right at this previous bottoming area. Man, on top of all of that, wow, this really could, if it does that, it could be a shoulder, a head, and then a shoulder, right? If you were to go, if the 618's down here, again, the 618 being slightly above that low, we could be forming an unconventional head and shoulders pattern in Pepe, which is it's an inverse head and shoulders because it's upside down, which is a bullish formation technically. And I say unconventional because it's kind of weird. This left shoulder is kind of weird, but it's not too weird. Sorry, my cat got me. He wants attention. You can come here. You get attention. Yeah, I don't know, man. Rejecting this 50 area potentially on the RSI. Not really rejecting it yet. Maybe you do go a little higher before going lower, but just a little bit higher, man. Nothing significant. Nothing worth buying into. Just worth selling out of probably if it goes up higher from here. I do think you go lower though ultimately, and yeah, that's kind of my expectation at the moment. Let's see on this fib from top to bottom where we're at. Wow. Right up to the 0.5. It's not necessarily a good thing. When you find significance on the 0.5, you tend to get significant moves. And I would say, I mean, at the best hope would be that you get some kind of dramatic quick move to the 236, hold it as support, and then bounce from there. That's a 26% move. You know, from high to low, that would be a 35% move. Pretty significant. Not too significant for a coin like this, but pretty significant. It could go even lower than that. I really don't like the rejection that we got off this 0.5 here, man. It's right off the tip. Generally, when you see that, you do get big moves to the downside. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to do like something like this. A big move, 35% is a pretty big move, you know. It could hold the 0.069. That could be a 50% drop. That is totally possible as well. Generally, when I see a rejection off the 0.5, generally, truthfully, what I would look for is actually an extension, like down here, which would imply lower lows. But I don't think we're going to get that. Market conditions and everything to be considered. I don't think we're going to get that. And on top of that, this, if you remember the original chart on Poloniex, this high, it didn't give it back immediately. It actually held it and it formed another high. So I do think you're gonna show some kind of strength, and that the way that you would show strength on this bearish move would be hold the 236 or hold the 0.069. Hold those areas, right? And let's see this 236. That 236 is right around the 0.5 as well. I don't know, man. Maybe you don't go to the 618. Maybe you hold this 0.5 as support and find significance off of that too. It's possible. Either way though, and again, you could go below the 236 on a wicking basis, but as long as you close above it, that's nothing to be concerned about. So that's my take on Pepe at the moment, guys. I don't like it right now. I would think that it's probably a good time to sell or short it. It's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. Yeah, 4 hour looks like crap on the RSI. It looks like it wants to go oversold. Maybe we get a little pump here during this 4 hour, but probably go lower ultimately. Rejecting, man, this bearish divergence and rejecting the overbought zone like that, it's not good. That's not good. Pair it with this 0.5, you're probably going to see a very dramatic day to the downside. It might even be bigger than this candle. You might have a day that's bigger than this candle technically, or maybe it's not quite as big as this candle, but bigger than any other candle besides this one in that range. Like you're going to see a sizable red candle here. It might happen today, man. If not today, sometime this week. At the moment, you are finding support on a previous. On a previous area where you were finding resistance, right? Resistance here. You broke above it, now you're kind of finding support, but not really. You got below it, and now you're holding resistance at the same area. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. If I was holding Pepe, I would sell it. I'm not holding Pepe, thankfully, but I would sell it if I was personally. That's what I would do. If you like the video, throw a thumbs up, leave a like, subscribe. You'll see more. Really appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody showing love. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. Means a lot. I don't really have too much more for you on this chart. Maybe on the 1 hour. The 1 hour looks weak too, man. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't know. You know, truthfully, I guess when I see this kind of stuff, I kind of do look for a pop up. Maybe you do get a little pop up, but it'll probably be just another lower high, get you ready for lower lows. Pepe's a new chart. This kind of, you see these bars, how weird this is. It's low volume, so wacky things can happen. You know, TA on the shorter term time frames might be harder than it is on the longer term time frames. So again, that's my overall expectation, that we do drop from here. We will probably go, if I had to put an exact number on it, we will probably go around, what is that, 1 2 3 4 5 zeros, 113, around there. You know, maybe at the lowest we get 6 zeros, 0.9, or 5 zeros, 125, but somewhere in that range. Probably won't low. We probably won't have our bottom. If you look on the 4 hour, you have an RSI. We probably won't have our low for this relative move until we're in the oversold zone, probably, or in the area. You know, we didn't get oversold here, but we bounced off the area. So something like that at least, but probably more likely an oversold move. We're above the 50 on the long-term RSI, just barely though. It's not necessarily encouraging, because if we get below the 50 and we're above this purple line, that would indicate that we will probably likely go below it. But this does look to me like it wants to. It's building structure. Like, it's definitely, this is more bullish than the prices itself. So I don't know. It could drop from here. It could go below the 50, but ultimately it'll probably be fine. At the moment though, I am expecting a move from the current price to be like anywhere from like a 20 to a 30% move, if not more, to the downside. That's the expectation. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.